Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough of the gear that I brought for an engagement shoot last Sunday. I'm going to do that before I pack my stuff away. So here's just a little quick video of, as I said, what I brought. I think that I actually brought too much stuff and I was actually trialing out a new lens, so I brought that. I probably doubled up on a few things just in case that I had any issues. The bag was pretty heavy, so obviously I will try and lighten stuff up for the next trip or the next shoot. But here we go. So this is the bag that I brought, which is a GoPro Pro Tactic 450 AW, and it's an active zone, which basically means that it prevents you from sweating in the back of the camera bag. I don't know how well it works. At the front of the bag, as you can see down here, I've got a bag, a little pouch that I put in there. It's full of batteries. It never hurts to bring too many batteries to a photo shoot, especially at a wedding. Have a couple of different cameras, so they're different size batteries, and there's some AA ones there for the flash that we obviously use on all our shoots. But the most important stuff is actually inside the bag, and let me just unzip it for you. It's a little bit of a mess because we haven't really tidied it out since we've been back from the shoot. But basically I've got the A7R Mark II. It's got currently the 35mm 1.4 Canon lens on it with a Metabones adapter, which is the last lens obviously that I used during the shoot, so that's why it's on the camera. Got some batteries that I brought. Always have spare batteries, said, because we go through a lot of this. We're the type of photographers that even in natural light we use a lot of flash, so that's really important. We've got a camera strap, and what I like about it, it's a Black Rapid, so it comes with a little thingy on the bottom that you mount to your tripod screw, and you can just clip it on and off. The Black Rapid belt with a carabiner, so it's easy and it's very flexible. I've got a blower brush, I got some SD cards, got my flash. We've got a backup Sony a7 II body, just in case. I brought the Canon 16-35 2.8, and whilst it is a wide-angle lens, I find that it's actually a very useful lens for portrait photography, because you get that wide sweeping view, and I think it's actually awesome. You actually get some really great pictures with that. You just got to be careful not to put people on the edges, and you got to be aware of the distortion, but if you're aware of these factors, it's actually a great lens. This is my go-to lens for portrait photography. This is a Sony 85 1.4 G Master, and this is a beast, and this delivers such amazing images that you won't believe it until you see it. And this is the lens that I was reviewing in one of my recent YouTube videos, and this is the Sony 70-200 f2.8 lens, and this is the one that I was trying out. So I don't know that I would normally bring a 70-200 on an engagement shoot. Yeah, so just saying, I'm not sure that I would normally bring a 70-200 on an engagement shoot, because it is a big lens, it's really heavy, but I really wanted to try it out before the wedding, so I brought that lens. How did I find that lens? Well, initially had a few problems. I think it was just me getting used to the fact that I was shooting with such a long focal length, because as we know, the longer the focal length and the wider the aperture, the less depth of field there is. You can't get away with shooting two people at f2.8 at 200mm unless their focal plane is completely aligned, because usually the person in the back is going to be out of focus, and I found that initially and had to adjust that a little bit. But the eye focus works beautifully on this lens with the Sony bodies, and I think that's going to really be helping us on our future shoots. It is, as I said, a really heavy lens, and you don't want to be carrying around, and it's really obvious because you've got this giant white thing, and that got us into a little bit of trouble on the last shoot, because we actually got pulled up by one of the rangers at the Rocks. They told us that we couldn't shoot there without a permit. It made no sense. He thought that we were getting in the way of people having fun and getting in the way of the public. But when he found us, we were actually literally in a back lane where all the shops was closed. We were the only four people in the back lane, and he just walked up to us and said, "You needed a permit because you're making commercial profit." And the thing I just can't understand is that, yeah, we pay taxes, we live in Sydney, we're just taking photos as part of a wedding, but apparently that's not good enough. And the fact that we have to apply for a permit, I did actually go home and research applying for permits at the Sydney Harbour, and basically it says you do, but ironically there is no fee, so I really don't see the point. And he was just trying to be a hero, really, because we walked past at least 10 or 15 other rangers who just said hi and just moved on. They didn't come and harass us at all. We weren't causing a public nuisance, and it was almost like there were just a couple of friends on holidays taking pictures of each other. We didn't have any huge equipment, we didn't have lights, we didn't have anything, we didn't even have a tripod. As I said, we didn't get in the way. The couple weren't dressed as bride and groom, so I don't see what the big deal is. But anyway, that's that for that. But it turned out to be a pretty decent shoot, I thought. And the equipment, I don't know. I mean, I love shooting with the 85-1.4, but you can't always use that lens. It's great for couples. However, I don't like to shoot at 50 millimeters. It's just me. It's a good focal length that my wife loves to shoot at, but I just find that the 50 is just one of those in between, and I don't really like it. I like kind of the extreme, so I go either really long focal length or I use the 16-35. I don't know whether it was worthwhile bringing 35-1.4, but I brought that anyway just to try it out, and I was pretty pleased with the results, to be honest, with the 35-1.4. It's kind of like a double up. You could probably just get away with bringing the 16-35 on a shoot like this, but the bag, as I said, was really heavy. I probably didn't need to bring, I think probably I could have left maybe two lenses at home, but it's just all about having the equipment available, and it depends really what you're going to do. I didn't want to bring the roller case. I just brought the Lowepro bag because I didn't want to draw attention to ourselves, but I guess we ended up drawing attention to ourselves anyway. So it would have lightened the load because we wouldn't have had to carry it on our back. We could have just rolled it. But anyway, we'll be using the Manfrotto roller bag for the wedding itself. So that's going to happen in a few weeks. So that'll be very exciting. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed just this brief video of what I bring. With my wife, she had a little, I think it was an owner bag. I don't really know exactly what make it was, but she just had the A7 III with the 55-1.8, a flash, and the Gary Fong diffuser, and that's all she brought. And she did really, she took some awesome images with that. So you don't need to bring a lot of stuff to get awesome images. My point is, if you bring something wide and something long, you're going to get like a variety of images, and it's going to make you stand out. So thank you for watching my video. If you like it, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe or give us a like or a comment below, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.